What a night in the FIFA World Cup 2026 storylines, where records were broken, giants exploded into dominance, and last-minute drama once again reminded us why football is the most unpredictable sport on the planet. A 90th-minute winner that echoed Francesco Totti's legendary moment. A German machine firing 7 past an opponent in pure destruction mode. And Japan striking in the 89th minute to silence the Netherlands at the very edge of victory. This wasn't just another match day. This was a global football earthquake. Welcome back to the channel, FIFA World Teams. Today we dive into one of the most action-packed World Cup nights we've seen so far in this 2026 era tournament cycle. From Europe to Africa to South America clashes, the games delivered chaos, goals, heartbreak, and history-making moments that will be talked about for years. Japan, Germany, Ivory Coast, Ecuador, the Netherlands, every team had a story, every match had a twist, and every statistic tells us something deeper about the future of international football. Let's break it all down. We start with Japan versus Netherlands, a match that ended in pure late drama. Japan held their nerve and secured a 2-2 draw against the Netherlands, but it was the timing of the equaliser that stole the headlines. In the 89th minute, Daichi Kamada struck one of the most important goals in Japan's World Cup history. Not just an equaliser, but the latest game-changing goal Japan have ever scored on this stage. And it came against a Dutch side that, for the first time ever, started a World Cup match without a single Eredivisie-based player in their 11. Yet even with that unusual setup, they still found themselves in control twice before Japan refused to back down. Meanwhile, in another massive clash, Germany versus Curaçao, pure domination. Germany delivered a statement performance, destroying Curaçao 7-1 in a match that immediately entered the record books. This wasn't just a win, it was a reminder of Germany's World Cup DNA, a 6-goal margin that ties their second-largest World Cup victory ever, their first opening win since 2014, ending a run of disappointing starts, a 10-game winning streak across all competitions, their best run since 1979-80, their third-ever match scoring 7+ goals in a World Cup since 2002. Kai Havertz stepped up again with a brace, continuing his reputation as a tournament scorer, while Germany's attacking depth overwhelmed Curaçao from start to finish. And history didn't stop there. Manuel Neuer, at 40 years and 79 days, became Germany's oldest ever player at a major tournament, surpassing legends of the past. He also reached 20 World Cup appearances, joining an elite goalkeeper group, and hit a staggering 40 major tournament matches for Germany. Even in dominance, Germany were rewriting football history. Ivory Coast versus Ecuador, late heartbreak and heroism. Now to one of the most dramatic finishes of the night. Ivory Coast edged Ecuador 1-0, but the story is all about the final minute. In the 90th minute, Amad Diallo stepped up and delivered the winner, a moment of pure timing, pressure, and belief. This wasn't just a goal, it was history, latest goal ever scored by Ivory Coast in a World Cup match, youngest World Cup scorer in Ivory Coast history. A finish that draws comparisons to Francesco Totti's iconic late penalty in 2006. At 23 years old, Amad Diallo didn't just win a match, he announced himself on the World Cup stage. And Ecuador, it was heartbreak. They hit the post multiple times in a chaotic match that saw 4 total shots strike the woodwork, tying one of the highest such records since 1966. Their 19-game unbeaten run across competitions also came to a sudden end. Football can be brutal, and this was one of those nights. Sweden versus Tunisia, goals, confidence, dominance. Sweden also made headlines with a commanding 5-1 win over Tunisia. A performance built on attacking fluidity and confidence, highlighted by Yassine Ayari scoring a brace, Victor Gyökeres finding the net, Alexander Isak also getting on the score sheet. Sweden didn't just win, they overwhelmed. Now, what main analysis, what these results really mean? When you step back and look at this match day, one thing becomes clear. World Cup football in this era is faster, more chaotic, and more emotionally explosive than ever before. Germany's 7-goal performance shows a team rediscovering ruthless attacking identity. This isn't just about winning, it's about sending a message to the entire tournament. Japan's late equaliser against the Netherlands shows something different entirely: resilience. European opposition used to dominate these matchups comfortably, but Japan are now going toe-to-toe, refusing to break even under pressure. And Ivory Coast's win highlights the rise of African teams in tight, high-stakes moments. A single chance, a single finish, a single hero. Amad Diallo delivered it when it mattered most. Meanwhile, Sweden's performance reminds us that depth matters. Goals were shared, pressure was constant, and the opposition simply couldn't keep up. Let's break down the biggest takeaways from this unforgettable night. 1. Germany's attacking explosion. 7 goals in a World Cup match is not normal. Doing it for the third time since 2002 places them in a category almost no one else reaches. 2. Japan's rising European resistance. 3 straight matches unbeaten against European teams in the World Cup shows consistency, belief, and tactical maturity. 3. Amad Diallo's defining moment, a 90th-minute winner that instantly becomes part of World Cup folklore. Young, fearless, decisive. 4. Netherlands under pressure despite lead. For the first time, they failed to win after leading twice. That's a psychological moment that will linger. 5. Sweden's balanced attack. Multiple scorers, controlled dominance, and a statement win that boosts confidence. This is why we love football. A goalkeeper in his 40s rewriting appearance records while still competing at the highest level. A young winger in Ivory Coast stepping into immortality with a last-minute strike. A Japanese side refusing to accept defeat against European giants. A German team reminding the world of their attacking heritage in the most brutal way possible. Every match carried emotion, joy, frustration, disbelief, and pure drama. Ecuador hit the woodwork 3 times and still lost. Netherlands led twice and still couldn't win. Curaçao walked into a football storm, and Sweden turned a fixture into a showcase. This is not just football anymore. This is theater on a global stage. So after one of the most dramatic World Cup nights we've seen, the message is simple. No lead is safe, no record is permanent, and no team is guaranteed control. Germany are surging, Japan are rising, Ivory Coast are producing heroes, Sweden are firing, and the Netherlands are learning that control doesn't always mean victory. The World Cup 2026 story is getting louder, sharper, and more unpredictable with every match day. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Subscribe for more World Cup 2026 updates, match reactions, and football storytelling that brings every moment to life. And I want to hear from you. Which moment shocked you the most? Germany's 7 goals, Japan's 89th-minute equalizer, or Amad Diallo's last-minute winner? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.